Now, among my favorite Batman toys of all time would most definitely have to be this 1966 Ideal Official Batman and Justice League of America playset, regardless of whether it's loose or in an original box, reproduction box, doesn't matter. Definitely my prototype Ideal Batman utility belt, and just the standard issue utility belt, you know, whether it's from the US or overseas. And this was my first set that I ever put together. Love that toy. I mean, what is there not to love? I'd say Robin Action Boy, 1967, made by Ideal, for sure. And of course, 1966 or 67 with the ring offer of Batman Captain Action uniform and equipment set. And the 1967 Ideal Batgirl posing doll, Super Queens. Love that. Had that as a kid. We got her from a flea market, and then my great aunt took her away from me because she was a female doll. I love the 1964 Batman Aurora model kit. This variation of Plush is my absolute favorite. They made him with a vinyl face 28 inches tall. They made him with lipstick, no neck. They made him with no arms. They made him talking, believe it or not. But this one is my favorite, the full Plush, because it was up on a high shelf in an old shoe store. And my mom tried to get the owner to sell him to me. He was out of my reach. That's why I love him. And I absolutely adore the Pixogos from 1966 by Embry. It's very hard to narrow it down, so I just grouped them all together. Catwoman and Mr. Freeze are the rarest ones. And the Joker in red, the last laugh, it was a large find of the dark purple and the magnetic umbrella, the find from the early 90s. This is the more rare penguin, a foul bird. And, you know, Superman, Pixogogos are way rarer than any of the Batman ones. And they made these smaller, flat ones of Penguin and Joker. I actually have to say the 1966 Cavaris Creamery Batman ice cream box, as common as it is, I love those side panels. That makes it onto my personal list. And I love the 60s Kellogg's Batman cereal boxes, mostly featuring the Periscope or the stamp set. Often they did feature the Periscope offer, like Fruit Loops and Raisin Bran. You're seeing an unused example. And this is even more rare, Cocoa Krispies side panel. And the 1966 Aladdin metal lunchbox. Not a fan of that panel, but the rest of the panels, especially the sides, are just too cool. I don't even care if it's common. It's a great piece, even though I didn't have it as a kid. And the 1966 Topps painted art trading cards, especially the first set. I mean, that artwork by Norm Saunders and Bob Powell is just killer. I mean, what is there not to love about them? People have been going crazy about card 1. And that's the last card to the first set. This is actually my favorite card. And that's one of them as well. But this is original art that was offered by Heritage Auctions. Look at the lighting. Look at that soft yellow. And this C&G made in Taiwan, 1972 red tin litho Batmobile mystery action. I absolutely adore this piece. And probably this 1976 Remco Batman utility belt. I do have a memory of staring at this in Lionel Kitty City as a kid. And I've owned 4 original boxed examples at one point, and I'm down to 1 now. And they made that rope in 4 different colors. And I'd say here, the 1973 Batman Playcase playset by Ideal. That's one of the cooler pieces for me. Anyway, 1974 Mego Batcave. This is the snug fitting box, the one I had as a kid. Love that piece. And of course the 1974 Mego Batmobile for 8-inch action figures. And this 70s for 8-inch Mego Bat Cycle. Love this box, so 70s. And the black version is the one for me because that's the one I remember having. And the Mobile Bat Lab, also by Mego. I remember having that. And I didn't have this one as a kid, but the removable cow Batman. Basically, I'm just saying the 8-inch Mego Batman action figure, regardless of how he was packaged. I had them off these bubble cards in the middle to the late part of the 1970s, and of course Robin. These came from Kitty City. I mean, my great-grandmother would, have to replace them when they would lose their accessories. And of course the Joker, I remember receiving him on my birthday way back when in the late 70s. And the Penguin, I think he looks best on a 79 card. I like the 79 cards the best. You won't find Riddler on a 79 card. Now I do have a memory of finding him up on my mom's closet shelf and being, and she told me to get out of here. And of course the Catwoman Mego. All the Batman related vintage Megos are near and dear to me. We weren't allowed to have Catwoman or Batgirl because supposedly they were just for girls. The 1978 magnetic 12.5-inch Megos of Batman and Robin. I have fond memories of these as a kid and seeing the commercials. And of course the 1979 elastic stretch Batman, which is the most valuable stretch figure in existence. Oh, definitely the Kenner Dark Knight Collection and Batman Returns figures, particularly these. Wall Scaler, Iron Winch. These are some of the best figures that they made. Crime Attack and Robin. Love him. I've got a fond memory of picking this one up from Toys R Us back in 1992. This pocket gumball dispenser. So it's one of my favorite carded pieces. And now on to the Ben Cooper Halloween costumes or play suits. This is the first window box from 1965. I didn't have that one, but this is 1976. And I was Batman every year. This is the last one they put out in the early 1980s, 1982. I also had these single masks that were sold separately, like in places like Kmart. You'll find the tags. They're more sturdy and they protrude more. They wouldn't fit comfortably in a window box. And this is the play suit, and I lived in this as a kid. I wouldn't take it off.